Welcome to a brand new video. So before I get started with today's video, yes guys, I've got a bit of an update on my knee surgery, okay? So yes then, I seen my physio Tuesday on the 12th of September and I've literally took my crutches away now and I'm 2 months, guys, that is right, I'm 2 months ahead of schedule. I've skipped phase 2, I have skipped phase 3 and now I'm phase 4. Each phase takes like 4 weeks to complete and I've done that in already and it's only been 6.5 weeks since my operation. So your boy is super happy about that and yeah, see right now I'm back in my normal original filming setup. That is right, I'm in a little beach house where I do all my videos, so it's nice to be back standing up in my old routine. And yeah man, so now on Friday, this coming Friday, I've got a fitness physio where I'm doing some like small little sprints and changing direction sort of exercising. So it's literally been 6.5 weeks and I'm already on the mend. But anyway guys, Premier League is back this weekend. We are on game week 5. That is right guys, the international break's done and dusted. It is now time to get back to Premier League predictions, and this week I am predicting Premier League game week 5 matches. So guys, hit a like button, subscribe if you're not ready. Without further ado, let's get straight in with today's video and let's predict and analyse each team, and I'll give you my score prediction at each game. Kicking us off on a Saturday afternoon at 12:30, it is Wolves versus Liverpool. That is right, Wolves before the international break lost 3-2 to Crystal Palace. It is nice to see them scoring more goals now. They've scored 2 against Palace and that's quite good going. So can Wolves finally get some goals? We shall find out. They have now lost their best player, Mateus Nunes. That is right, he has gone to Man City, okay. They've got Tommy Doyle for the like a loan deal, for like a sort of like swap player deal sort of thing, but it's only on loan, but they got an option to buy him for £5 million. Tommy Doyle, yes, he's a youngster, but is he on Nunes' level? No, he is not. So Wolves guys could really miss their main star. Such a big loss for them. They're up against Liverpool, who beat Aston Villa 3-0 before the international break, and Liverpool are looking like the Liverpool side we have all been waiting for. Nunes is looking good, okay, and yeah, and Liverpool man, obviously if you've seen all the transfer news, Liverpool projected a £200 million bid for Mo Salah. Personally guys, I would have took £200 million because now Salah is 31 years old, okay, and next year it will be worth less than that. So personally, I believe they should have took £200 million for Mo Salah. So then they can rebuild on that and get some good, you know, get loads of players in for their new side. Because say Salah is 31 now, he's not getting any younger. Just before the transfer window closed, they signed Gravenberch. Okay, what a player by the way. So that they've truly rebuilt their midfield. So I have got Liverpool to win this game. So that is right, I've got Liverpool to beat Wolves 2-0. Our next game is Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. That is right, Aston Villa lost 3-0 before the international break against Liverpool. So that is a poor loss. Aston Villa this year guys are quite weird. They keep winning games and then they keep losing. They lost 5-1 to Newcastle and then they won the next game 4-0 against Everton, then they've started losing again. So yeah, so quite a strange season so far. But they've got something to look forward to this year, and that is the Europa Conference Leagues. I think Villa will have a good season overall. I think they'll do well. Say it's still the start of the season, guys. We're only 5 games in right now, so you know what? There's plenty of time to get the form this season, and yeah, Villa can look forward to a very good season. They are up against Crystal Palace, man. They are looking good. They're in 7th place right now, okay? They're looking good. They beat Wolves 3-2 just before the international break. And yeah, man, that puts them in 7th place. They've kept all the Eze, which is fantastic news. Strengthened their right back and their left back position, which could be a bad thing. Say, Joel Ward, he's old now. Nathan Klein, he's old now. So, yes, fortunately, Crystal Palace's squad are getting quite old, but with Rogues in the squad, they are looking much better. And Palace you know what? I think they have a good season. Yes, they lost Sahar, but I think this is a better thing for them because, I think they relied too much on Zaha. So now they can sort of work together now and just play as a team without just being a one-man side. So I think Palace will have a good season and they should be alright this year. But I do have this game, guys, to end as a draw. That is why I got this game to end as a 2-2 draw. Our next game is Fulham versus Luton. This could be quite a good game, okay? So Fulham lost 5-1 against Man City before the international break. So that's a poor loss. They are lacking on strikers, okay? So, yes, they could be in trouble this season. Before the start of the season, I did put them to get relegated this year. I mean, yes, it's still early days, guys. Still early days, but they have just lost their main star, Mitrovic, and they lost 5-1 to Man City. And that could really, really dictate their form for the next 2 to 3 games. See how they get on. But they are up against Luton though. But anyway, Luton lost 2-1 at home for the first time this season against West Ham. They lost 2-1. I just can't see the points coming for Luton, man. Yeah, they're really, really struggling. They don't look like a Premier League side right now. And like I said to you in my last prediction video, they are truly lacking some sort of last ball product sort of thing. They haven't got that quality to finish the last ball off, like the crossing, the shooting. Yeah, they haven't really signed anyone spectacular. They have recently they've signed Ross Barkley, but apart from him, I don't really know much about Luton at all. I just know they got 0 points this season, and Luton need to try and figure something out and try and find a system they can play that, you know, sort of suits their squad a little bit. Because I think I said to you as well in a few weeks ago, I think Luton didn't expect to get promoted this year, and they have done. But as I say, they've just not quite adapted to that this new Premier League system just yet. So can Luton figure out a way to play? We shall find out. But I do have this game to go down as a Fulham win. That is right. I just think Fulham with Premier League experience and the quality. Even though Fulham lost Mitrovic, guys, they still have quality in that squad. Just signed Iwobi as well on the deadline day, obviously before the international break. So that would be a good sign for them right there. But yes, I just believe Fulham will be too strong for Luton. That is why I've got Fulham to beat Luton, an easy 3-1. This next game could be the game of the weekend. Listen up and listen carefully. It is Man United versus Brighton. I am super excited for this game, man, because it's going to be a very good game indeed, okay? Man United lost 3-1 to Arsenal, okay? Yes, quite a poor loss. They went 1-0 up as well, and they lost 3-1. But damn, man, damn. Again, the same problem to start the season. They are having trouble keeping the midfields together. It's unreal, man. They look so open, and Arsenal figured that out in the last half an hour, and they came out and literally destroyed them. So yeah, man. And now with Anthony, guys, if you've seen online, you've seen Anthony. He's in trouble with apparently assaulting a girl. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, what is it with these Man United players, man? Greenwood, he can go. Anthony, we're not sure about him yet, but obviously I won't say anything until we find out the true story. But something to say right at Man United right now at the minute. And yeah, they're up against a very good Brighton side, okay? And guess what? I believe Brighton have made the transfer of the summer. They've just signed Ansu Fati from Barcelona on loan now. But what a signing for one season, man. What a signing for Brighton right there. I see in the paper today that the Brighton chairman said he broke the bank to get Ansu Fati to Brighton. And oh boy, that really, really boosts, man. Brighton already a good side, okay? And Fati the side now as well. They are really going to show some good business, okay? And Evan Ferguson, their 18, 19-year-old striker, man, he looks good, okay? He got a hat-trick against Newcastle, and that is a very tough task indeed. So fair play to him right there, man. Ferguson, he is one for the future, but I believe he will stay at Brighton for a few seasons. Because say, right now, guys, why do you want to leave Brighton? Because Brighton have something special going on. And that is why I've got this game to end as a Brighton win. That is right. I might have gone a bit crazy on this result, but I'm just going on my gut right here because I believe Brighton will tear Man United apart. That is why, if Ansu Fati plays, then they will, okay, because he is such a fantastic player. That is why, though, guys, I've got Brighton to beat Man United a very easy 4-1. Woohoo! Can't believe I'm saying that. Can't believe I am saying that. Next up, we have Spurs versus Sheffield United. That is right. Spurs beat Burnley 5-2. Spurs look a completely different side of Harry Kane. But again, same with like Crystal Palace and stuff. Because they obviously got rid of Kane. Yes, losing Kane, man, is such a big loss. But I believe right now, changing their system and trying to play as a team now. So they've been like a one-man squad again. And they've just, obviously, deadline day, they've signed Brennan Johnson from Nottingham Forest. And he is such a much better player than Richarlison, okay. So, could he be the Kane replacement? I doubt it. They must replacing Kane is impossible, guys. It is impossible to replace Kane. So, but can Brennan Johnson do the job for Spurs? If you Spurs fans watching this video right now, let me know down below in the comments, because you know what, £55 million, quite a hefty price tag, but he's a very good player and he's quick. I think Spurs will play to his strengths. So, yeah, very good sign overall, and they're in for a very good season as well, Spurs. They're up against Sheffield United, who drew 2-2 at the week, who drew 2-2 to Everton before the international break. So, yeah, they've got a point on the board. That is the main thing for Sheffield United right now. They've got a point on the board, and that Cameron Archer they signed for Aston Villa, he does look quite good, so fair play to him right there. That goal they scored against Everton, where McBurney sort of controlled it into his path and set him up. That's quite a, you know, a neat goal. So can Sheffield now score some more goals? We shall find out. But they're up against a very informed Spurs. That is why, guys, I have Spurs to beat Sheffield 3-1. Our next game is West Ham versus Man City. West Ham beat Luton 2-1 in their last game. So, yep, good win for West Ham right there. They are looking good, like I say. Again, with Declan Rice leaving their squad, they have literally redone their midfield. They've got Kudus now from Ajax. They've got Edson Alvarez. He looks good as well. They've got James Ward-Prowse. Who we know who James Ward-Prowse is. He's a, you know, it's very underrated, I think. Very underrated indeed. Personally, I think he should be in England's squad over Calvin Phillips, Jorgensen and Conor Gallagher. But anyway, yeah, so West Ham have literally rebuilt their midfield, so that is good money for them right there. And like I said to you, the only problem is right now is the striking options. They only really have Mikel Antonio, and he is 33 years old. But like I say, David Moyes knows what he's doing, and he's a very underrated manager. And man, they've got a very exciting season to look forward to in the Europa League. So can West Ham do it, man? Can West Ham win the Europa League? They've got a good chance. They've got a good chance. They're up against the world champions Man City, who beat Fulham 5-1 in the last game. And man, yes, even though Man City have lost De Bruyne for like quite a few weeks, they've got some good replacements for him right here. So guys, Man City is just Man City, man. You can't really say anything bad about them, because the way they play football is so good to watch. And now that Alvarez is scoring goals with Haaland, they've got two world-class players up front, and man, they've not had that for years now. So man, but I do believe they should. I do believe that they should have kept Cole Palmer, who's just gone to Chelsea on the deadline day. I believe they should have kept him, but Pep, man, Pep knows what he's doing, and I'm sure he's. I just believe Pep knows what he's doing, so I can't really say anything about that. If he thinks Cole Palmer needs to go, then he needs to go. But anyway, but unfortunately though, I do have West Ham's winning streak and form to come to an end. That is right, guys. I've got Man City to beat West Ham a close 2-0. Our next game is Newcastle versus Brentford. That is right. Newcastle, man, have had a very poor start. They have played for lost 3, won 1. Okay, they recently lost to Brighton 3-1. And I said to you in my last prediction video, has some teams worked out how Newcastle play? And a few of you did actually come back to me and say yes. You guys messaged me on Twitter saying that. So yeah, I rest my case. And please, it ain't just me that has said it as well. So that is good news right there. But like I say, yes, they've lost 3 on the trot now. And Newcastle need to bounce back this week. And they're up against Brentford, who are also having quite a good season. Okay, they drew 2-2 against Bournemouth before the international break. But yeah, Brentford are another side that just keep surprising everyone. They just keep winning games. They survive in the Premier League every single year. And yeah, man, I'm my neutral team that I like to watch. So I'm rooting for Brentford this game. But Newcastle's squad is obviously much better than Brentford. But Brentford are a bit more on form. So that's why I've got this game, guys, to end as a 1-1 draw. Our next game is Bournemouth versus Chelsea, man. Bournemouth drew 2-2 to Brentford before the international break, and that is a very good point for Bournemouth right there. They have signed quite a few wingers this year, and that could really, you know, have a bit of an effect on them. Because I think they've got like 6 wingers now. It's quite mad. So Bournemouth need to try now and settle the team down and try and pick the best squad as possible. And yeah, they got a good chance this weekend, guys, because they're up against Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea, who lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. Chelsea have that same trouble of scoring goals. Yes, they won their last game by scoring goals, but I just believe Chelsea are signing all these players, and it's having a massive effect on the dressing room. I say they've signed Cole Palmer as well, and to be fair, they didn't really need Cole Palmer, man. They've got so many players to sign this season and last season as well. So I don't know. I think Tom Bowley needs to understand buying players is not always the key. The key is to make your homegrown players come from the ranks and build a team. Okay, you can't keep buying players like he has done, because it just ain't going to work. Yeah, soon Todd realises that, the better it will be for the Chelsea. Because say, until he stops buying all these big name players for overpriced players as well, then their form will just continue to drop. But anyway, I do have this game though, guys, to beat a Chelsea win, because I do believe Chelsea have a good side. But I just think they'll beat Bournemouth. But a very close game indeed. That's why, guys, I've got this game to end as a 2-1 win for Chelsea. Our next game is Everton versus Arsenal. Everton finally have a point on the board. They drew to Sheffield United 2-2 before the break, and they've just lost Iwobi now, and they've also sold a player to my boys, okay, Tom Cannon. Everton are struggling to score goals, okay, and Tom Cannon cost my boys Leicester £8 million, and apparently is a very good player. So why did Everton get rid of Tom Cannon? I don't even know, but we shall take him at my boys Leicester though. So, but anyway, they said they've lost Iwobi now, they've lost Demari Gray, they've lost Calvert-Lewin through injury. Yeah, Everton, man, it's not a good place right now, okay. They got the first point against Sheffield United, but I believe they'll struggle again, because they've just lost their most hard-working player in Iwobi. So Everton will struggle against Arsenal. Arsenal beat Man United 3-1 before the break, and oh boy, man, Declan Rice is loving life in the London area, man. He is loving life in Arsenal, and they've got Jesus back right now, and he scored a wonder goal against Man United, where he literally made that player. He made Delat go to the shops, and he literally, what a finish. But yeah, man, Arsenal, now they've got Jesus back, they can now push on and try and compete with Man City for the league again. That's why, guys, I've got this game to be an Arsenal win. I've got Arsenal to beat Everton 2-0. We are now down to the last game of this game week 5. It is Nottingham Forest versus Burnley. Forest beat Chelsea 1-0 before the break. A fantastic win for them right there. Okay, but they went crazy on the transfer deadline. There's Sangori, is it, from I think it was PSV or something. Callum Hudson-Odoi, they've signed him on deadline day as well. A few other players I can't remember quite off my head, but they signed literally about 3 or 4 players during the transfer deadline day. So yeah, they went mental like they always do. But yes, but overall they're a fantastic win against Chelsea, and that could really boost their form. They're up against Burnley, man, who lost 5-2 to Spurs. Burnley right now are again a team without any points, and they are really struggling this season. I knew they would struggle this season, but in 4 games they just don't look very good, do they, in the Premier League? I don't think they've quite adapted yet to the Premier League. Last year they destroyed the Championship, and I just believe I don't know, just not quite understood the task of the Premier League. Because guys, the jump from the Championship to the Premier League is a big jump, and Kompany was a great Premier League player, man, but some of these players don't make it into good managers. I mean, he did well for them in the Championship last year, but like I say, the Premier League is such a big step up. But you know what, I do think Burnley will be okay this season. I think they'll come out a little bit stronger once the season goes on, and that's why I'm not going to fight this, guys, to beat Burnley a close 2-1. There we have it, my Premier League Game Week 5 predictions. If you agree with any of my decisions and choices, let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, man, it's great to be back, okay? It is nice to be back doing this video because I know you guys are loving this series already again. So thank you for all the support recently on the channel, guys. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Good and good night.